Alright, so this is a serger, and we are going to be using these most of the time when we're using thicker fabric like denim to make jeans or knits like this. You're always going to have these set where they're at. Just don't touch these tension guides. As you can tell, that this is quite the process to thread, and every serger for the most part is going to be different, and because of that it's going to be harder to thread this one and compare to maybe one of the other ones that we might be using in class. Some things that I want you to know are this back here is your take-up lever to raise your presser foot. This right here, under this part right here, is a blade to cut your fabric while you're sewing. And this is what your thread is going to look like as it's sewing. Always make sure you have a tail hanging out once you're done sewing. These marks right here tell you how far from the needles you are. So this is the 5/8 mark, and this from the left needle right here, and that's always where I want you to be lining up your fabric. Okay? Over here, if you're using really thin fabric, you'll move this down. If you're using really thick fabric, we will use scrap fabric to figure out how far up this we need to go, this gauge. Okay? But for the most part, you're going to keep it on the neutral. There's also the hand wheel right here, the on-off switch, and the plug, just like normal. And you run it just like you normally would a regular sewing machine using the foot pedal. Alright, so just like other sewing machines, the regular sewing machines, you're going to take your fabric and line it up at the 5/8 line like I said before. Just barely put it underneath there so that you don't touch the blade, because it's very sharp because it cuts all this real nice. Alright, you will then press on the presser foot. Make sure that no pins are going to go through it, because the pins will hit the blade and bad things will happen. Once you have a nice tail like this, there is a blade on the back here that you can cut the thread off with. And if you look at this, this is like what most of our clothes seams are sewn together with. And that's really what this is for, is to give it a nice clean edge along any seam. You will not use this for anything other than seams. There are other functions of the serger, and if you want to use one of those, I will help you figure out how to get the machine set up. But for the most part, the only thing that you're going to need to know how to do is adjust the thickness here and turn it on, raising the presser foot and pushing on the foot pedal to make it go. Alright? It looks scary, but it's not that bad. You got this.